Right now I'm going to answer a question. What are the things that affect the pricing on my property insurance? The amount of money that I'm paying for my house, I'm paying for my buildings, all that type of thing. Let me talk through a couple of factors just so that when you're looking at your policies, you got an idea on what to think about. One, you got to look at how much you're insured for. What's the limit? So if you've got a building that's insured for $2 million, that's going to cost more than a building that you've got insured for $1 million. Pretty straightforward, right? Most people don't look at that though. So start there. You also have to look at how much you've got for things like your contents coverage. So while we're looking at insurance coverages, you may also look at how much the insurance company's offering to pay. Is it replacement cost, which is like, kind, or quality, or is it actual cash value, which is going to pay you the depreciated cost? Let me explain the depreciated cost for a second. A good example is if you're driving a car off the car lot, the story that people tell is that you lose money as soon as the car goes off the lot, and that's because the car just became $10,000 less valuable. Same thing, that's the same concept for insurance. So if you've got a building that's insured for actual cash value and it's 50 years old, that means you're going to get 50-year-old materials or the pricing thereof. It's not necessarily what you want, but it's also going to affect how much you pay. You also have to look at location. So it kind of makes sense when you think about it. If your building isn't near a fire hydrant, so there's no water source to put out a fire, and it's not near a fire department, if your building goes up in flames, there's not going to be any water to put it out, and there's not going to be a fire department there to help put out the fire. So when you're looking at your policy, you may not recognize this term, but it's called protection class. You may want to consult an insurance professional when you're looking at it. But if the insurance company doesn't think that there's water nearby or a fire department nearby to put out a fire, you're going to pay more money. You also have to look at what are the materials that were used to build your building. As a general rule, buildings that were built with masonry, with bricks or steel, those are less expensive to insure than a building that was built with wood. And so what you're looking at there is what the insurance industry calls construction type. You're probably going to need an insurance professional to look at that. But if you're listed as having a frame building, which is wood structure, wood trusses, that's going to be more expensive than if it's a steel building or if it's a masonry block building. So make sure that that's being done right for yourself. And also one other thing you can look at is protective devices. If you've got a central fire alarm system or a sprinkler system or a burglar alarm system, some insurance companies will give you credits for that. Meaning they'll insure you for less because they look at it and say it's less likely that the building's going to burn or that something's going to happen to it. If you've got any questions about your property insurance, please reach out to us here at Bitner Henry Insurance Group.